Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Had to mute YouTube. Should be okay now. What's going on, guys? What's up, Air Marshal? We're burning Nashville up. That's what's in the South. Atlanta, too. I don't know how my internet's going to hold up for tonight. Boozer was having trouble with his. Never know about YouTube. My speed's not that great tonight. We'll hang as long as we can. Does the audio sound okay? Yeah, those stupid asses, they burnt the Capitol, the police department in Nashville last night, yesterday evening. Broke out window fronts, set bars on fire on Lower Broad in Nashville. Really don't make no sense to me. They brought the National Guards out in Nashville last night, curfew from 10 to 6 a.m. this morning. What about it, nerd? What's going on, man? What about it, Jeff in LA? Glad to see y'all in here. Yeah, they don't care here either in Nashville, Dave. It's just the thugs out working their magic, burning Walmart, Targets, breaking into bars on Lower Broad in Nashville. Burnt the Capitol building, broke into it, turning statues over, set the police department on fire. They need to put them all in prison. Trust me, they got security cameras down in Nashville, Lower Broad. They'll find out who did it. Hello, Brian. Tennessee pilot, let me give you a wrench, sir. Yeah, some crazy stuff going on in Nashville right now. I don't even turn the news on. It's just got to the point where I don't even want to watch it. It's really pathetic. They don't want to come out here and mess with me. Y'all pay attention to Nightbot tonight. He's going to throw a link to a song I want y'all to go check out. It's called Meet Me at the Waffle House. And a couple of years ago, that fit my life to a T. My sister-in-law sent me the song. I thought I'd just share it with y'all tonight. You can right-click on the link and open it up in a new tab. That way you don't have to leave the show to watch it. Yeah, Nightbot, he's got a small penis, Dave. What's up, Gooniac? The Viper should be here tomorrow, it says. Thank you, sir, for the giveaway. There's my boy, Risha. Sandwich time. Doing, Michael? I got to fly my P-51 a little bit yesterday, George. Yeah, my Mustang flew away. Guys, I got to talk to y'all about the gyro and that before y'all pop on it. It's nothing like AS3X is safe in that little gyro in that Warbird. The bank angles on it, you better have a 40-acre field to just make a loop in because you're limited in the throws on it. But it flies super stable to be a 30-inch Mustang. Good evening, Christy. I flew it on a little 2S 950 milliamp battery and a 4-bladed prop on it. It had plenty of torque. about running into the house with it. If y'all seen the video. My front yard is 3 acres out front, and that gyro in beginner's mode, I was way outside of my 3 acres trying to make a loop with it. Not a up and down loop, but just a circle around the property. Maybe to drop it in there. I might not have it set up right. I'll drop the link in it myself if it don't. I just dropped the link to that song. If you want to right click on it and open it up in a different tab, it'll take you to it. It's called Meet Me at the Waffle House. It's pretty funny. What's up, Craft King? I've been rebuilding my Wildcat. Guys, have you ever had a plane hit so hard that 3 servos got out of sync? Both ailerons servos were out of sync, and I had to monkey with the elevator servo. Rotor servo was fine. And I don't know if the plastic teeth got off. I really don't understand how they got knocked off so bad. I had when I powered it up, it's like a 30% up on both ailerons. And that was hard for me to understand with a binding fly bird. And I had to carve out enough foam to get a screwdriver in those wings to get that screw out of that servo arm to reposition it. But I've got it all back together. But the elevator servo, the screw will not tighten back down into it. I've got to get a little bit longer screw. And try to get that arm to tighten down real hard on it. Other than that, it's ready for me to put a prop on it and fly it again. Yeah, Code 4, that's a pretty good song. Yeah, Christy, it hit the pavement out here down below my house, about 200 feet smack straight in. I'll try to share a screen maybe I can see what I've done to it. Here it is together, and I weathered it, Papa dyed it, and done some extra things to it. It's all together except putting the hub on it, putting the prop back on it. But I've got all the servos centered. But I've got to go back in and work on the elevator servo. Maybe add a longer screw into it. But this video right here, I don't think it'll play for y'all. But this is what I was working with before I. They already discharged. I'm always ready to talk. I always ready to talk. The only time I restart the charges if I'm the only way on vacation. I work with the family. I mean, now, a lot of times I spend. A lot of times I spend. Not charging all of the rest of the time. So I used to do this, which is basically storage stars, and then just charge up at one time. I know I'm going to use like line is in like 2 parts each, so I really only have a handful of items that I can fit with. That's what it looks like now. So it's come a long ways. Lee, I hope mine flies like it used to. I had the whole firewall was busted out, the battery box was busted out, and it broke the motor mount one corner off of it. Ordered a new motor mount, but the firewall battery box you just have to fix. I used clear Gorilla Glue and white Elmer's glue and mixed it 50-50, no water, and just mixed it up with a toothpick, popsicle sticks, and it bonded to that plastic like hard. So I'm good to go on that part. I bought new I bought 2 new props, a cow, bought new I bought the slabs in the back, new elevators. What else did I buy? That's about it. As far as they finally got the fuselage in, you can buy it now in the canopy. But I'm not even gonna mess with it. I've rebuilt what I've got on hand, so I hope it flies. I'm gonna make sure that they shouldn't have discontinued that model. It flies so good. For a 1 meter bird, you can't beat it. And the reason I crashed it, I thought it in some high wind one day, thinking, well, it'll be all right, you know. Yes, Chris. Yep, that was a bird that I wanted to buy all of the parts, start over fresh, and I wasn't gonna wait on it. They finally got the parts in. Now I've decided not to buy them. But far as flying, it's a mid wing, and mid wings they fly on rails, so it's a perfect little flyer. I can yank and bank this one out here in the front yard real easy once I get it all back together. Guys, the reason I ain't flew that Viper yet, the hayfield over there is super high. And I really don't want to walk out there into it because he's fixing to cut hay on it. And you get out there walking in that tall hay, it just breaks it down, crumps it down, and I don't want to mess up the guy's hayfield. I'm gonna wait till he rolls hay, cuts it before I go back over and fly. So I'm just flying here in the front yard for right now. Here's a song link. Y'all can go check it out. How's everybody doing tonight? I had a neighbor text me early this morning. He put out some little oak trees in his backyard, and a deer was coming in at night, eating all the leaves off of it. And he asked me what I was going to do with this link fence I've got rolled up beside my shed. I told him I wasn't going to use it, that he could use it. He's trying to keep the deer from eating the trees up. Last time I counted, I had 13 in my front yard. It was late fall last year. Can't have nothing for deer. I set out a pine tree when I first moved here on the north side of the house, and a buck come in within 2 weeks and found it and rubbed its horns up against the middle of it, wore the hide off of it, and about 2 nights later he come in and rubbed on it some more, and within 2 weeks he had the whole half top of that tree broke in two. So the next pine tree I planted, I put behind the house, and it's a loblolly pine come from my brother's farm in Kentucky. I brought it home and set it. It was about 2.5 feet tall, and it's probably rocking 23 feet, maybe 25 feet right now. It's only been out about 5 years, and it grows around 2 feet, 2.5 feet a year. And past 2 summers, European sawflies got on it, and they ate the needles plumb off of it. I thought it was going to kill it. I got to researching it, found out what kind of worms these were, found out what it was, and they I used soapy water to spray all over the tree, and that killed the worms. But while they were on it, they laid eggs on it for the second season. So you have to go back and put these little white, little gummy pellets all over your tree limbs and on the pine needles. And I had to go back and spray it again. And this year it's just growing like a weed. It's just fine now. Do you know any women with teeth in Tennessee? No, Michael, I don't. Collins made it here. And Tim, glad to see y'all guys. I'm getting a house full of y'all. All the women's got teeth. They're down in Texas, dinner with Dennis. They got teeth in Tennessee. We take a set of pliers and pull them out, Michael. Crab King, we don't have no wild pigs right here where I live, but they're here in Tennessee, but they're further east towards Knoxville. We got coyotes real bad here. Got deer and turkey. I got 2 acres, nothing but woods, and it's overgrown, and you can walk under. It's like a canopy, and the deer live. They bed down back there on my property. Collins, I seen that where y'all canceled y'all barn burner. Hate that, bro. That's a song link right there. Yeah, command on that song must be wrong or something. I have to reset that up. I don't know why I won't drop the link out. Try to get in here and set it up again. We'll try that and see if it drops a link. There's links to GB Linden's Amazon store, Pilot Ryan Media. If y'all haven't subscribed to Gooniac's channel, y'all go over and hit him up, Gooniac33, and try to get him over 1,000 subs. Hello, Fred Barron. How are you, sir? I had to water my garden today, too. My tomatoes were looking a little funky. My bell pepper plants and my onions are doing good. I have to keep an eye on my tomato plants. They love that water. Oh, I'm doing good, Fred. Flew that little Moonbeam 30-inch Hobby King P51 yesterday. About hit the front porch of the house with it, but I got a little maiden in. That's a real pretty plane, guys. If y'all really want to, it's a beautiful plane to be as small as it is. It's scale, and it flies real good. But detail on it, I'd say it's top notch as far as the colors, the decals. You can fly a 3S, 800 milliamp in it. I flew a 2S. You fly a 2S up to 1,000 milliamp in it. And I flew mine yesterday with a 2S 950 milliamp battery in it. Done fine. Gooniac, we're going to try to push you up there, brother. I do this for fun. I really, for me to hit 1,000 subs, it's just crazy to me. I do this just for pure fun, guys, entertainment. I'm just a man in a box. This is y'all's show. All right, George. Glad you dropped in. try to get up there and see you for too long. One of these jet jams. I think last time I looked up, the jets over Kentucky is like 119 miles from me. It's not too far from. It's not too far for me to drive up there. I'm gonna get my little turbo timber out and fly it some more in the front yard. Really like flying it at nighttime. It's a lot of fun. Jermaine, you keep winning these prizes. You're doing good. Oh, Jackson, RC. How are you, sir? Collins was in here earlier. I might go back to an AMA field. There's one I have to drive a little bit further to, but they only charge $25 for membership. And the one I flew at last year, they was charging me $100 to fly there. And once I found out about this other place, but I'd have to drive a little bit further to go down there, but I wouldn't mind driving, spend all day flying, take a bunch of planes. But I still got to renew my AMA to fly at any of these things. Kind of miss that runways that's cut down real low. Cause I'm not cutting my yard that low here. I really ain't got no takeoff and landing place here. So hand tossing right down my alley right now. As long as I can keep it in my domain. I got 3 acres I can fly over out here that's open. And I got 2 acres in woods back there, but you don't want to lose a plane back there at all. Never would find it. I got a big open field across the road over here, but I'm gonna wait till he rolls the hay off of it. Then I'm gonna wear it out some. Still cut hay on both sides of the road. He's got 58 head of cows over here he's feeding. Plus he's got more cows at his house he's feeding. Yeah, trees ain't my friends either when it comes to planes. I'm not beyond taking I've got a brand new Poland chainsaw and dropping a limb or two out of a tree to get one out. But if I get one hung up there, I'm going to try to get the wind to bring it down first before I start cutting trees down. What we need to come up design is a built-in chainsaw on our planes. It gets up in a tree, a little blade comes out and cuts itself out. We can work it off with a servo. I seen that, Jackson. I think Collins posted it. Seen it on Facebook where it was canceled. Hate that. Most of the big events is getting called off. Jet Jam, I think, is still on. As far as I know, that's in Indiana, I believe. But Jets over Kentucky's been canceled this year. I don't know. We got a bunch of Looney Tunes burning up Nashville, Tennessee right now. National Guard's been called out. Curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. I guess if they catch you out down there, they'll shoot you. Wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, pretty much. 2020 started off with a bang. Happy New Year. Been kind of crazy. Vic, y'all got curfew in California too? Yeah, they've been burning bars out on Lower Broad in Nashville, the business district, going in looting. They burnt the Capitol building. They set the police department on fire, turning police cars over, running in, taking what they want. It's crazy. Night, Vic. Be safe out there. Tennessee's passing a law where you don't have to have a permit to carry that. So I always, when I go out, it's pretty close to me all the time. $9mm compact, holds 12+1. I got 2 clips. There's a bunch of yahoos out there. They everywhere. I went to Gallatin, little town, probably about 20 miles from here. When was it? Thursday evening. They've opened up a bar here, a biker bar in my county, and a biker is out front, trucks and cars all around the bar. Well, they wide open. I think that was Thursday this week. And by Saturday, they burning Nashville down. Yeah, they won't come to my house and loot Dave Marshall. I guarantee you that. They'll leave bleeding. I have a meat wagon come out here and tow them out of here. Yeah, it's senseless what they're doing. It just gives them an excuse to go get them a large screen TV out of Target and Walmart and some new clothes. Yeah, they'll round them all up. Nashville, Tennessee, they got cameras every 3 feet down there on Lower Broad. Their big brother's watching you at all times, and they'll find out who they are, masked or no mask. They'll find out who they are. They'll get punished for what they did. They won't get them all, but they'll get a bunch of them. You you know that Great Britain sent all their misfits to Australia one time. They didn't want them there, so they took them to Australia and dropped them off. People out there trying to get a free handout's all they after. The one that's doing it. And any kind of excuse they can throw at public to give them an excuse to do it. Australian ladies are smoking. Yeah, buddy. Jeff in LA, glad you dropped in, buddy. Yesterday here was the best day to fly. Today was real windy. I ain't done much. Just watered my garden, took care of that. Dave, you fly that V900 yet? You try it? Did you get the ESC brake to work on it? You might have to get a programmer hooked up to it. Yeah, V900, that's a wicked plane. It's so fast, you'll lose orientation on it quick. You don't know if it's coming or going. Yeah, I'd leave the brake on. I heard people flying those things and the wings, the G-force just tear the wings off of them. Pretty wild. Guniac, how many subs you got right now? I've got to build me a plane hangar here. I've got so many planes everywhere. Three in my living room right now. The bed's full of them. They're hanging on the wall. I'm gonna build me a PVC rack, I believe. Slide some of them together. I built me some. I've got two plane stands out of PVC pipe I'm using, and that's enough bill stands and flight stands to use. And all that's made out of a 3/4 inch pipe. I'm not sure what size PVC I need to make a plane holder out of. A 3/4 pipe's pretty expensive. I dropped about $40 last time I built plane stands out of PVCs. All the 45s, the 90s, and caps, and all the fittings. The styrofoam. They make good stands. Dave, you use 3/4 too? Make a plane holder. Yeah, I want to build one that's got a platform in the bottom where I can at least stack 5 planes on. At least 5. So I guess I'll go with 3/4 again. Everybody else is using 3/4. I got a pair of those red handle snips. It cuts that PVC pipe it's like a clamp. It cut right through it like butter. I don't glue none of mine together. That's my engine stand, plane stands. If I can take out the lower pieces out of it and put longer ones in. If I'm working on a shorter plane, I got shorter pieces to put in, and I've got medium sized lengths, and I've got a long one for big birds like my 300 extra. and all I've got to do is just swap out the links for whatever plane I'm working on out of the two stands that I've made. But I've only got a short piece left over out of, I forget, I bought 3 8-foot or 10-foot pieces, or maybe 4 pieces. Can't remember. Been about a year ago since I bought all that. They need more fiber, Dave. I bet your fart stinks too. Don't tell me it smells like perfume. Perfume. There you go, Dennis. That's what our marshal's doing, sniffing their butts. When we gonna have a pool party, Dave? My brother, I talked to him last week, and he's wanting to rent a houseboat for a week, go to the lake, buy a bunch of groceries, pile on it, stay a week on the lake. It's really tempting. Think the houseboat rents for $12.50 a week. All you gotta do is bring your grub, bring you bring you sacks of groceries aboard. It's got grills, it's got microwaves, it's got cook stoves, got everything in it. It's like living in a mobile home. You can cook pizzas out there on the deck. What about it, GB? Here's a song I want y'all to go listen to. Y'all right click on it and open it up in a separate tab. Y'all go play that. It's called Meet Me at the Waffle House. What kind of planes you order, GB? I got another Viper coming tomorrow. FedEx. Thank you, Gooniac. That Viper. So you're not gonna tell me what you bought, GB? Are you dog you? My Nightbot still won't put that song in for me some reason or another. I'll get it fixed. Since Nightbot won't drop it, I'll drop it. I'm getting lazy in my old age. Yeah, GB's playing taking that out of Ryan's playbook. Secrets. Yep. GB, I really love that little P-51. Excellent looking bird. Scale, beautiful. It flies look like a 30-inch Mustang. The gyro is good and stable on it. I like the stabilization on it, but the banking on the gyro, oh, that's nuts. If you don't own 40-acre field, you can't make a circle. That's the only bad thing about that. And I'm not sure when you put it in experience mode, the gyro cuts off on it. I'm not sure if it's still activated or not. Yeah, I was plumb out of my 3 acres with it in beginner's mode. And I said, what the hell? I was in like 80 rates, 30 expo on it in that beginner mode. It flies good, but I just need more room to fly it here. I need to take it to a big field somewhere and trim it out real good. But I flew it on a 2S 950 milliamp battery. It had plenty of power on a 2S. And Hobby King, they're out of those 3S 800 milliamps. And I'm not going to buy them from China. I ain't going to wait on them. So I've got 2S packs so I can fly in it till I can find me a good deal on them. Yeah, in that beginner's mode, you got to take a 4 acre circle to make a swing around. It's ridiculous. I thought, what kind of crazy shit is this? I had to check those 850s out in your store. I've got like 6 of those 2S 950s that I fly in my XK X520 VTOL jet, and I can fly them in the Mustang too. Good night, Dennis. Glad you dropped by. Need me, holler. Yeah, that little Mustang P-51 for what, $94? You can't go wrong with the price. And that's the first time I've run those orange receivers in there. Like I think they're 618, 6 channel with a long antennas. Seem to work fine in it. Fast on 3S. It was fast on 2S. I really wasn't gunning it hard, but it's moving on. I need to find me a cameraman, GB. One that works for free. Mike Keller, I can relate to that. Guys, tell me how my servos in my Wildcat got knocked out of alignment when it hit the pavement so hard. They jacked up the centers on them. I had to remove the arms on the servos and put them back to center. When I plugged it up first time, the elevator ailerons were kicked up about 30%, both of them, the same direction up. How is it possible those plastic gears, do they jump teeth? So I'm not sure how they all got jacked up. I thought I was going to rebind the plane, but I got to thinking, I said, what? It just knocked the gyro out of the bottom of the fuselage, but I shouldn't have to rebind it because I glued it back in. Laguniac, 3 of my servos in my Wildcat was not crazy, the servos, because everything was centered before the crash, and it hit so hard on impact that evidently the gears in the servos jumped teeth, and one of the screws in the servo arm to my elevator right now is stripped. And I've got to put a longer one in there and put some glue on it to hold that arm in real good before I fly it. But I had to go in and reset the centers on both ailerons on my Wildcat from the wreck. And I've not had to witness this before. It smacked pretty hard. It tore the plane all to hell. But I've got everything centered right now. All I got to do is it'll fly right now if I just put a prop and a hub on it. It's on the stand right now. If I plugged it up right now, safe will come on. Everything works fine. It's all centered. But I got to work on my elevator servo with that screw to hold that. I've never seen them slip like that. They jumped out 30 degrees up on both wings. It's kind of crazy. I guess that's what happened to mine, William. It slipped on us when it hit. Oh, it busted out. The motor was fine. It broke the motor mount, broke one corner off of it. It smashed the firewall to pieces, and it had a built-in battery box in above the motor that slipped in. Well, it was molded in. It busted it plumb out, and I had to Gorilla Glue. I used white Elmer's glue, 50-50 mix, I redid all the firewall, the battery box, put a new motor mount in, bolted the motor in. It spins up perfect now. But those servos freaked me out. They were just all jacked up when I plugged it back up for the first time. I've got everything centered now. So it's about ready to fly again, hopefully, pretty soon. But I got a feeling those more I use those servos, more it'll wear out now since the crash. So I don't know if to go ahead and buy new ones and put in it or just risk it again. They're them Park Zone 9-gram servos that's in it. The F4F Wildcat. Yeah, William, it was a hard hit. It come out of the sky in a death spiral about 200 feet up. It's out of control. I couldn't do nothing with it. It smacked right into the pavement down there, nose first. It hit so hard it broke the rudder plumb off of it. And the bad thing about it, the wings were perfect. Everything on the wings, it had a few scratches on the wings, but they come out smelling like a rose. The rest of the plane is jacked up like a train wreck. This plane flies too good to give up on it. Good night, Jackson RC. Glad you dropped in tonight. If you go back and into my videos, William, you can find the aftermath on Wildcat, and you can see the damage done to that plane after that crash. There wasn't much left of it. I really wanted to start off with a new fuselage and a new cockpit, but they were on back order. And I said, well, they've discontinued the model. And I said, this China crap, I don't know if they'll get it in or not. So I went ahead and repaired everything here. The one that hits the power lines, Christy, was my little turbo timber. It's a different plane. It was the Wildcat that hits the pavement out here this spring. And part of the horizontal stab, I couldn't find. Half of it was gone. I couldn't even find it. I don't even know where it went to. Never did find it. So I ordered new parts for it. Wow, man. GB, you don't have a clue. Fly it like you stole it. That's what my motto is. Either blow or go. Kind of planes you buy, GB? Gives a hint. What color is it? What are you buying, Mike? Talking about GB Linda's Amazon link? I can get it to you. If that's what you're looking for. If you're going to buy from Horizon, go through Pilot Ryan's link, Mike. There's GB Linden's link right there to his Amazon store. Okay, Dave. Send me a 20, 1995, and I'll put your link up here. Strolling in my chat. Oh, you bastards. Mike, the best thing to do is get Air Marshal to buy it at his discount, then have it shipped to you. That'd be the sweet deal right there. Because Air Marshal's got the hookup at Horizon. In the FU club. Dave, go play that song, Air Marshal. Now I'm just reading what Mike put down there. It says, now I'm in the FU club. That ain't bad juju on me. So you got a special handshake like a Mason's to get that secret discount code. My dad was a Mason. He could shake hands with you, and if you was a Mason, you'd know he was a Mason. I figured it out. He never would talk to me about the Masons. My dad was a 32, 33 degree Mason. And that's something he never did talk to me and my brother about. Never. He's like off limits. I said, come on, Dad. Shake my hand. I know where he puts his thumb in between your forefinger and your middle finger when he shakes hands with you. Back when he was living, I figured out his handshake real quick. There's a certain way you can stand by your car if you broke down. And if a Mason drove by your car as you broke down, he'd know you was a Mason. True fact. Mike Keller, what are you buying, brother? It's almost 10 o'clock here. Are you buying another V900? Mike, you need to get them hot glue gun out. Start putting them planes back together. Save you a lot of money. But you're going to gain a little extra weight in glue. But they can fly again. A lot of them. Yeah, the 900 is like a missile. No doubt. Everybody was talking about how bad that they folded up in flight. I just, yeah, the G force you can put on them in a turn. it kind of turned me off on buying it. So I like the hot dog planes a lot. That's why I didn't never buy the 900, the V900. GB and Wild Bill Flynn and Roy was flying. Well, Wild Bill was flying his 900 and lost it, and he didn't know where it was at. And Roy had seen it. Wild Bill Flynn give Roy the radio, and Roy took the plane and flew it back. That's how 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 quick you can lose it. It's pretty scary. The on 4S is a rocket ship. Got to be. What's the mile an hour on that plane? 140? I think that's what they were saying. Won't that V900 fly 140 mile an hour? Yep, 130 to 140. That's moving on. Mike, have you flown that 6S Pitts V2 yet? The FMS Pitts? I want that bird so bad. I just ain't got room for it right now. Till I get a plane hangar built. My 300 extra takes up whole room by itself. And to buy that FMS Pitts V2 would be like bringing in another 300 extra. They're huge planes. You did get a battery for that Pitts, didn't you, Mike? Deuces Wild then flew his. He got it in, built it, put it up in the air. Flies good. It's a heck of a price on a biplane. Yeah, I should have ordered one when it first come out. Only thing kept me from buying it was the battery size. 6S. That's like buying another plane. Guys, it's after 10 o'clock. I think I'm going to wind this down. Glad y'all come out, hung out a while tonight with me. Get caught up, the chat, place to hang out after boozers. When we're going to have a pool party, Dave? We all going to get naked and jump in the pool. I can't promise you I won't, Dave. Unlocked and loaded. Always. I ain't got no damn flat top, Mike Keller. That was my troll account. It's a little Oriental guy with a flat top. I took him, my troll account, I subbed to Air Marshal. Then I subbed to Dave's RC to get him to 1,000 subs. I ain't got no damn hair at all. I've got buzz cut. Dave, you need to do a tutoring on airbrushing just for men. Get you some of that colored dye, put in that beard and your hair, and spray that stuff in, and give us our Mary Boozers how to. I think you look good with darker hair. Put some paint thinner in it. It'll be all right. Or some acetone and spray the shit out of it. I got some gray in my hair, but I'm 64 and still got a dark beard. Acetone. There you go, brother. If I let my full beard grow out, I got some white patches back here that'll grow in white on both sides. Back here, way back here in the back. Back in my younger days, I could grow a beard, look like a mountain man. Except from my daddy. You ought to get Amy to put some of that color dye. Try it, Dave. Make you look like you're 30 years younger. You might get some looks at the grocery store next time you're at Walmart. Oh, Amy likes a silver fox. Cool. My dad had jet black hair. There's a lot of Indian in his mama's side of the family. And she had jet black hair. She wore it all tied up in a bun. And they let my mom and my aunts take it down for her, my grandmother. And it would way down below her butt how long it was. But she kept long black hair for a long time. My dad was the same way. And my middle son, he just turned 33 yesterday on the 30th. He still got jet black hair. He got a real thick beard like me. Well, both of my youngest sons, they can grow beards like crazy. They get that from a gene pool. My baby, he's like 30, and he was blonde headed when he was a baby. Now he's brown headed. Started going great at 15. There was a guy I went to school with, and before we graduated, his black hair turned nothing but gray by 18. And he really freaking people out in school because it changed so fast. From one summer to the next, we see him again, and it got whiter. Did you ever try to color it, Dave? Glad you made it back home, Victor. I played baseball growing up as a teenager every year. And one year I thought I'd be a smart ass and I dyed my hair jet black for the summer. Didn't look bad. I just asked my mom, I said, dye my hair. I want it black. She'd do it too. She didn't care. I was the baby of the family. She'd do anything I asked her to do. The reason you don't see the V900 reviews is because they're so damn fast, it just flies by you. There you go, Christy. I used to be a little rebellious when I was young. I tell you, the worst thing that ever happened to my hair was a chlorine bleach at the city swimming pool. They had so much chlorine in the pool that burn your eyes because people like Dave Marshall peeing in it all the time. I got a new phone and it won't shut up for nothing. And the noises it makes, there's no notification on my phone. It just makes random sounds for the hell of it. It's a Samsung Galaxy too. I don't know. There ain't no light that blinks on it when you get a notification. When you check it, there's nothing there to look at, but it keeps making this chiming noise. I can cut it off, then it won't do nothing. Won't get no notifications at all. The ones I do get, I don't even know I do get because I don't pay no attention to it. I guess, damn droids. I don't know why they put that feature on my phone, but it seems like it makes that sound every 15 minutes. It's like a grandfather clock, I think. I finally took my SD card out of my other phone and I put it in this new one. I put my case on it. I really hate the case. It's awkward. Y'all see that? P51. I don't like to promote Hobby King products, but that little P51, it's a nice little bird. It's real pretty. Well made. And if y'all have never used orange receivers before, the signal is the very top row on top of the receiver. And from that gyro in that P51 Mustang, from the gyro to the receiver, you get these you get these single white wires coming from the gyro. You have to plug them straight into the top pin of the ailerons, elevator. Rudder comes with 3-wire connector. I believe that's something to do with powering the receiver from that point. But you got single wires coming from it. I think I bought those 618 orange receivers, PWM. They're not PMM, they're PWM, I believe. Receiver with the long antennas. Yeah, I really like these orange that I bought. They got the extra long antennas on them, GB, and I ain't even got it mounted inside the Mustang. I just got it laid up in there, and I just bring the antennas outside the cover, let them hang out. Flies great. That's the first. I bought two of those orange receivers when I bought the P51 from Hobby King. Those are the first two I bought, and so far I like the one I put in the Mustang. I might put the other one in my Super Cub, so I need one for it. I've sold it. I've sold it and put the Spectrum out of it into my Viper, and I need to buy some receivers, so I just bought some oranges. One to put in the Mustang, and an extra one to put in my hobby's own Super Cub, probably about 10 or 11 year old now. Excuse me, guys. I like flying planes that's 11 years old, 10 years old. Hello, Roach Coach. How you doing, sir? You broke the nose off the Viper. Did you find it? Glue it back on. Roach Coat, was it the Air Viper 50 millimeter? Okay, GB. I got two of the Air Vipers. I'll have my second one coming tomorrow from Gooniac. I won it off his birthday bash, and I'd already ordered one and got it in, and I happened to win another one from Gooniac, so it's supposed to be here tomorrow. I'm gonna wait till the hayfield gets cut before I fly it. Trade you a viper for a dip in the pool. Huh. Amy let me go swimming for free, Air Marshal. I don't even think I'm going to build the second one. I'm just going to keep it in the box for about 30 years. If I'm around 30 years, I'll make somebody a good deal. Hayfield's all I got to fly over anymore, guys. And it's standing waist high right now. I really don't want to walk in it. So it lays his hay over. He'll probably roll probably 30, 40 rows off of this field. And he's got two farms across from me. He got a cattle barn over here in front of my house. He got 58 head of cattle over here, which he the front lot of it he puts in hay, keeps the cows out of it. This upper field I fly in cuts all that in hay. And the field across the road from that one, he cuts hay off of it. But he's got cows down the road at his house he has to feed in the winter. And he's really losing money because cows are not bringing anything. And he's carrying them all over the winter and feeding them. And they're not. I talked to him about a month ago, and the cattle prices are down. But I said, why is hamburger $4.99 a pound? The price of beef to the farmers is like 55 cents a pound. It don't make no sense. I said, somebody's making a killing. I said, what are you doing raising cows? He is shaking his head. They're dropping calves over all the time. And we have to keep the buzzards off of them. We got black-headed buzzards here, and they'll dive bomb them calves and pick the eyes out of them. Somebody's making a killing on this beef because if I go to the grocery store and buy a steak, minute steaks, chopped sirloin, or hamburger meat, it's crazy prices. You can't buy anything under $5, $7, $9 a package. But him as a farmer selling calves, he ain't making no money. Plus the expenses of cutting hay all summer long and putting it up, feed them through the winter. He ain't making no money. But I don't want to walk in his field over there and mash it down. So he'll go in there and sickle cut it and let it lay on the ground for about 2 or 3 days, let it dry out. Then he'll put it all in rows. Then he'll go in there and with a baler, bale it up in small. I think they're small rows, about 1,000 pounds. They could be smaller. puts them in small belts. I wish I could find somebody going half on a cow. Be the best way to buy one. I was going to the grocery store buying steaks and beef. It's just crazy prices. And chicken and pork is about the same price of beef. Somebody making a killing off of it. I heard months ago that China owns 38% of the farmland in the U.S. That's nuts to me that China owns 38% of the farmlands here in the United States. Go figure that out. My grandpa would roll over in their graves. They knew that. And China owned soil here in the U.S. It's crazy. And the thing about it is, GB, I got grandchildren, and what their lives are going to look like compared to mine, I only can imagine. All my kids are grown. My youngest one's 30. The next one's 33. The next one's got like 39. I got another one that's 40. My daughter's 43. I've got I got a granddaughter that's probably 25 with a grandson, great grandson. And so I've got one, I got a granddaughter, got two granddaughters, one, two, three, three grandboys. Yeah, she's hot. She looks like her mama. You gotta have something. You gotta have something pretty to work with, Dave, to have pretty kids. But you know that my granddaughter, she's beautiful. She got a baby boy. Y'all talking about quality of hamburger meat, grass-fed beef back when I worked in the food chain. Grass-fed beef was junk. It was some of the worst beef that we sold because choice and prime was so expensive. They looked at a different avenue to sell cheaper beef in the grocery store, so they went to grass-fed beef. Your best beef that I sold when I was a meat cutter was choice and prime and Angus beef. The more marbling, the more fat that's in it, the better it is. And grass-fed beef is nothing but pure red. No marbling, no fat, hardly tough hide on it. It's cheap beef. And some of these restaurants swear by it, and I don't understand it. I got a grandson that's spoiled. He's only child. Oh God! First Christmas he had more toys than Walmart did. They keep buying him toys. He keeps tearing them apart. They just go out and buy him more. I never was raised that way. Yeah, it's packing houses in Nashville. If it was walking, stand up and walk in, they'd kill it and process it and send it out. I don't care how old it was. They had canners. That's what they called them, canners. They'd make shank meat out of them, grinded meat. They'd strip all the meat off the carcass, put it in 75-pound boxes and freeze it and call it shank meat. And that's what give your hamburger meat at the grocery store color. RC, when I growed up, GB was was a luxury. Never had anything like that growing up. Shank meat, Davis, we used to call it kangaroo. Most of it comes from New Zealand and Australia. It's called shank meat. Comes in a 75-pound box that's frozen, and they chip it with a machine into a big vat. They throw it up in a grinder and put fresh trimmings with it. And that frozen shank meat would make a hamburger meat real bright color when it thawed out. Had a lot of blood in it, but it made your hamburger meat pop in the case. And let it be known the grocery stores put a red colored film protectors over the lights over the meat cases to make it meat look redder as you shopped. I worked at one store, would puff out a little smoke of wood chips, puff around the meat market, get your smell going, so you start buying. I worked in some big chains of retail markets. Everybody's got a gimmick to sell you something. It tastes like shit. I'm a toothbrush salesman. Everybody's got a gimmick. Everybody got something for sale. I could write a book about meat departments, the years I worked in them. They'd pay me not to publish it. You don't have a clue. Now, Mike, you need to click my link right there to Air Models and buy you a model to sit on your desk. I earn a small commission from sales from that. That's the feed for doing business with Air Marshal on my channel. I'm just joking, guys. See, Jermaine, glad you dropped in, buddy. All right, guys, I've been going 2 hours. I'm going to call it quits. This old man's getting tired. We ate a lot of wild meat growing up, Dave. Bear meat, pheasant, quail, all kinds of wild varmints my dad killed. Bear meat tastes bear meat tastes like fresh pork to me, but it's got a different taste than pork. But the texture of it is like fresh pork to me. We had round steaks out of a bear come out of Canada. But pheasant, my brother raised pheasants on the farm, and we cooked one time, and it's real rich. You can't eat much of it. My dad, he growed Bob White quail, uh, Pharaoh quail, and what they call a Texas chucker. And it's about the size of a pigeon. And We cooked them, ate them. We had Baney roosters and Baney chickens. Had Rhode Island red chickens there on the farm. I was raised on wild rabbits, squirrel growing up. I've ate some mallard ducks. Didn't care for that meat at all. Too wild tasting. Ate the breast out of it, and near the bone is a real taste of wild. Oh God. Pheasants is good, but it's real rich. You can't eat a whole lot of it. Me and Dad, Mama, and my brother, we all owned a 25-acre farm in Lebanon, and we had barns and chicken coop. It was a working farm, although we had 40-hour work jobs that we carried. And on weekends, we farmed, raised gardens, raised 13 head of cows, fencing, cutting wood, you name it. We did canned all our, my mom, she'd can all the vegetables out of the garden. What a job. Yeah, ours were, most of the birds we raised, it was to eat. All the quail, pheasants. This is around 1990. I think 1990 we sold the farm after my mom, she died, passed away. But after that point, yeah, we had a working farm. An old Victorian, uh, 2-story Victorian home on it, 25 acres. It had 3 big barns on it. Had a smokehouse, had a chicken coop, had 2 or 3 garages on it. Big old place. It was an old place. It had a slave cemetery on it. It was an old. It was a mule plantation. Is what it was originally. It was broke down out of a 125-acre place. We was able to buy the farmhouse and 25 acres with it. And after Mom passed away, everything fell to crap. Dad remarried. We wound up selling that farm. I lived in it a year and paid the mortgage on it after my dad moved out of it. And me and my brother had worked on it for 10 years to get it livable. And we wasn't going to let him move out and let somebody vandalize it. So I moved in it until we sold it. And I got a third, my brother got a third, and my dad got a third. And the wife he married didn't get shit. That's because it's how we roll. She thought she'd marry into money. Then my brother said, no, that ain't happening. All right, guys. Say your goodbyes. So I'm fixing to shut it down. This ain't gonna be Kenny. I wasn't planning on going for about an hour tonight. Here it is, almost 11 o'clock here. Appreciate it, William. Night, GB. Night, Mike. Air Marshal. Christy. Whoever else is in here. Good night, Nightbot. Roach Coach. And I'll try to hit y'all next Sunday night, I guess. No guarantees. But I'll post a link if I do go live. Give y'all a heads up. But Craft King, good night, sir. Night, Christy. Later, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.